Good morning, folks. It's 9:52 a.m. on the 10th day, 4th month, 2022. And this is all of us. Look up, smile. Smile. This is all of us, and this is our world geoengineered. Just excuse me a minute. I'm going to do a microphone adjustment here. It's because it's aiming down. I'm going to have to react and get something. This isn't doing the job. So, without further ado, I'm going to look at what I look at. I'm going to describe to you when Robert comes online and he puts on a picture of his mother and says, "Hello, mother." What does he see? He sees geoengineering. You see a whole lot of particulates in the atmosphere here, right? As this is where the sun will be overhead at this point on the planet during the day. There's a lot more particulates in the air here than here and then here, right? Where the sun stripe is. I call that the sun stripe. That's how much is being reflected back out into space towards the satellite, right? I can see this here over Saudi. That would tell me there's probably sand. More than likely sand is the culprit from that. So I would go back a few days and look. Has there been a sand event? Yes, there has. You see it in the air here. But you could tell these are particulates as well. These reflect sunlight, and they do it in different wavelength. Which you'll look at the gilt there. There's a whole lot of chem bombs holding that sand aloft. Yeah. And that's a big old stripe of chem. Another big chem bomb. It's not just over any one country that's doing this. This is a worldwide program. And that's just one example of. I will look at particulates. And the latest image is this. It doesn't have the whole world yet, so I kind of wanted to do a full glance. And yes, Australia, I will cover your weather. But so the first thing I noticed straight off was when I looked out was this. That's just weird looking. It's not perfectly circular. It's very square. It's a geometric storm. You go in, there's another square. And again, like I said, you got that flat spot faces the corner. You turn one, you'll turn another. So you should expect to see one there, right? And you do. And so you find the next corner, and you look for the next flat. And as you go in, it's just a repeated. It's a repeated sequence, over and over and over again. Not quite a Mandelbrot set, or however you pronounce that. But you know what I'm talking about. Squares and squares and squares, and all I have to do is spin the middle one, and eventually it hangs up on a corner, moves the other, and the other is just fluid dynamics. Where did he learn these things? People keep asking. Because I'm a curious person. Go look up fluid dynamics. How does a square move through a viscous fluid? And you'll find out. Viscous fluid is a fluid that has a viscosity to it. A thickness, if you will, of the liquid. That's predictable, right? Viscosity. A lot of EMF here. Bzzz. Getting fried. Not cool at all. There's fish under here, you know. They're getting fried with EMF. You know what's going on here? Man-made weather. This is one of the first things I see, and that's going to impact here. And then I straight away see the chemtrails. What's going to feed this to keep it going? Well, there's its food. We can put some place labels on if you like. I try to run minimal filters on my worldview. I just want to look. I can't see your comments while I'm looking at this screen. One day I'll film me filming so you can understand what my setup is. But today is not that day. It's Vigo, the scourge of the planet, with its chembombia. And that was done out here in international waters. At what point haven't you just been attacked by pirates? Did they file a plan to do this? Then by technicality they'd be a pirate if they did it in international waters. Yeah, I went there. I'm right, you know, with that. So it's a loose definition, but I am correct. Chem bombs. Chemtrail. EMF, bzz, bzz. Geometric skies before your eyes. This is man-made weather. These are chemtrails. And I call them that because if you've got a chemical catalyst in the atmosphere and it's nucleating, could condensate, knowing that comes into our eyeballs as a cloud, and it's a chemical trail. What is this cloud made out of is what we want to know. It's what we deserve to know. Wouldn't they take the milk off your shelf if it had ingredients in it that were bad or didn't have ingredients listed on it at all, and you was trying to sell something off a sandwich truck and it wasn't labeled properly? It would come and take it from you and fine you. Well, we want this defined, and that's very bad. That's not the same color as that. Is that. What came along here? Why did they decide to brushstroke this? And that's been brushstroked out. Somebody took the effort to make sure that image wasn't clear. This is censorship by the nassholes with the lizard tongue right there. See that? Don't that look like old snake tongue to you? It does to me. But I digress. Cut it to hay. Look at this. Oh my God. Would you look at the gilt? Well, you got your flying team out here practicing, and if not, that's chemtrails. Chemtrail, Aero, Alicante. Benidorm. Poor Madge breathing this shit in. It's worse than her cigarettes. Poor Les. Ibiza. Oh my God. Brushstroked all to hell. So it's not bad enough that they're going to spray you. Then they're going to hide it to make it look like a real cloud of natural origin. Because it is a real cloud. It's a cloud of fucking lies. It's a cloud of freaking, of God only knows what. It's refracting a lot of light, the ice crystals, whatever those are. It's making rainbow. Oil slick sky, maybe. I don't know. If anybody pointed a camera that way and took some pictures, I would like to see what it looked like from the ground. And I'm just doing a worldview. I'm just moving across the planet now from one to the other. I started at that square form, whatever the hell that man-made cane that's out there in the Atlantic. And it's a chem bomb plume. Something went along and deployed payloads. It's obvious to the eyes. Look at that. Payloads. Somebody got paid and the atmosphere got loaded. Somebody's getting loaded doing this. It ain't me and you. They're unloading on us and this is falling out. This is being breathed. I'm going to flip over to see if this is still filming. Yep. Bzzz. Look at the magnetic particulates streaming from one mass to the other. That's what that is. That's actually, you'll see in a reaction in the plasma of the nanoparticles in the atmosphere that are magnetic in property. Ferrous, if you will. Bzzz. Getting fried. Where are we now? Pisa. Mamma mia! Would you look at the kelp? The offer you don't even get a chance to refuse. While folks blame the Jews. The United Nations choose to fry you all like bugs in a zapper too. Na 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 boom boom plumes. Na 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 na. The menu an offer you can't refuse. Na 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 na. Well, I'll be sleeping with the fishes. Na 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 na. Okay, now would you look at the guilt here? This is the desert sands that were fought over. This desert sands of Libya do contain depleted uranium rounds. This was all fought over. A nuclear weapon was actually lost out here. Look it up. It's never been found, so we're told. Tunisia. Oh, that's where Star Wars was filmed. Part of it. And these are great sand pits. When you see this going on here, they're working up the sand. They're making wind. That's all that's generated to do. Don't see no farmlands out here. I'm sure they'll have isolated baskets of it. As we head to the Red Sea. Suez Canal. Know your geography. Very clear day for y'all. It's nice to see. Very nice to see. Turkey looking clear finally. Boy, did they get a sandstorm. Watch this. I'll go back. They had big chemtrail day here on the 3rd. Get all the particulates up in the atmosphere. Right, that's Crete. And they do have an active volcano, so to see sulfur plumes around here is to be expected. Yeah, they got chemmed all the fuck. Then the sand came. And it came. Came for days. Look at that. And everybody was having trouble breathing. And it settles too, you know. Settles in these valleys. Then it was all chem bombed all to fuck on Turkey. And all this sand went over them, right? Absolutely made people sick. And I know this as a fact. And then today they finally started to get a breather. That's yesterday. Excuse me, that's yesterday. And still they're getting fried. Still there's scalar squares over here near an active volcano. Lots of EMF disturbances. And no, there wasn't a solar storm. I did check. And this is the current where you see a lot of sand over here, Bahrain. I can switch over now to this day and give you latest greatest image. Or I can continue on my my journey. Which I'm doing now. Actually, from here on, I am going to give you latest greatest. Why not? Because it's there. I'll show it. Caspian Sea. There's an EMF device here. I've never been able to find it, but I see its signature all the time, and it's somewhere here. I've never found it. Turk. The names change so often on these maps, I don't know what the hell to do anymore. Turkmenbashi. Turkmenbashi. If I pronounce it Turkish, it make me easier. Azerbaijan. Something came along in a line and deployed here over you today, because this is the image from the 10th. I've switched. Big, big, big chem bombs over the Caspian Sea. Rasht. This is a worldwide crime scene. And there's some floods happening there too. The biggest flood in today's Philippines. Philippines are going to get more rain in the next 24 hours than you got in Sydney in 2 days. Sydney, wasn't there a statistic? 1,200 millimeters of rain had fallen in the last month. That's over a meter. That's Mary. Cloudy Mary. Look at this Bloody Mary sky. They're all hazed out to crap. Poisoning the planet. Sandstorm in Dubai. Evidenced right here. Cam to hold it aloft. Over here will be those islands that they made. See if we can show it to you. If we zoom in, you might see them. Those are those man-made islands that bankrupted that country. Yep. So they can have that much more real estate of sand instead of building over here and taking that money and helping people with it in the world. That's that one they called the world. And it bankrupted. They never finished it. Elton John's got an island in it, evidently. Just to give you a little stat. I've flown over. It's really cool looking. Chem bombs all through here in a line. They got money to do that. They ain't got money to help you rebuild your homes there, Northern Rivers. The United Nations could come over there and rebuild everybody's houses with the cost of all these chem bombs they put off today. Today. On your world. Big chemtrail through here. Look. Not just a little bit of area covered here. You want a general idea here, India, how much area here is covered with chem? I'll do area on this one. Okay. Now I'm just going to get a rough idea. Well, that's 1.612 million square kilometers of toxified planet. Not just a little bit of space there, India. Bengaluru. I like that. Sounds very, very lyrical. I like a lyrical name. Melodic even. And I ain't even going to try this one. Oh, what the fuck? Thiruvananthapuram. Well, there you have it. Fucking hell. I thought Wales had a long name. There's one there. I'm not even going to go there. But it's exceedingly long, and it nearly uses up every available Y that's in the alphabet for using for other words. Boom, boom! What? That plume. Look at the streamers. That's a boom, boom plume. Look at this one here. Mr. Krabs. Fucking hell. Na, 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 na. No, we're not in Italy anymore. Na, 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 na. We could do Bollywood singing about how bad this is for your air. And we'll be doing like some kind of step dance where we'll grab our chests and fall. And we're not just talking about the vaccine just because there's no air to breathe. All the oxygen's been used up, making chemicals in the sky. Yeah, as things catalyze and transmute into other substances and compounds and stuff, that will use up elements of oxygen. If you make, even to make sulfur dioxide, you're going to use up some oxygen, ain't you? Where's that coming from? The atmosphere around it, or the ingredients that are sprayed, catalysts inside. Karnataka, you got fucked. Look at this chem bomb over the top of you. You're being poisoned. You're being killed, man. You're being killed in Salem, and the witch hunt is us. And we don't know which hunt to start first. Do we hunt down who's doing this? Well, we know the United Nations is doing this. It's a moot point question. There's politicians in your country there, India, that agreed to the Paris Accords. The Paris Accords are what is doing this. And it's coming out of tax dollars that are already stretched to the limit of your children's future because of the COVID experience we've all just gone through. And as we get over here, that's a different color, isn't it? What's going on here? Has there been a volcano gone off? Somebody got fried through here. Big circle pop. Won't surprise me if a volcano went off down here. But I'm just not sure of that right now. So I'm going to continue into the Gulf of Thailand. Some great noodles in Thailand. You flew into Bangkok airport. There's a beautiful big Buddha on their pagoda. When you fly in toward the airport, it was really cool to see. When you see that, you know you're in Thailand. And have great respect there for people because it's one of the cleanest airports I ever seen. So leave it that way. I don't know. I saw the word shit when I first saw this. Phitsanulok. Where am I now? We're still in Thailand. Banging cock here, folks. I want some noodles. Big love, Andy Holmes. Sending blessings to your islands over there. In Malaysia, you guys got sprayed like fucking bugs, man. Boontang, killing the poontang. Balık in it means fish in Turkish, so it's fish papan. Balık papan. The fuck is that? Like a liverbird head. Bzzz. Man-made weather, man, is very, very, very real. Though I could say maybe the editing out of the feed here added to the squareness of this edge, right? Because they have censored this image. Yeah, I went. Either way, it's bad. Either they censored it or that's the way it looked. If somebody on the ground got any pictures from Poso looking out to the sea, that would be great. And that pulse wave. Pow! Something went off and did that. Look at the square inside here. Sorry if my mouse is choppy. I still learning to use a desktop again. Square forms in your storms. Feeling the weather. Lots of tongs in the names. Tommy Tong. Big Trouble, Little China. I like that movie. Chemtrail, chemtrail, chemtrail over here at Terracon. We're all being conned that it's a contrail, right? This is a chemtrail. It's something in the fuel additive has left this behind, and it's exhaust, right? And it's exhausting me to keep saying that. I gotta say it. What the fuck is going on here? This square here. This is the fingerprint of geoengineering in your skies. How many directions of the wind did you have blowing here? Not all that, or we'd have seen pictures of that water funnel. Water spout. I'm spouting about this water now. I got all these names to attempt. Look at, there must have been some flooding here. Look at all the silt going out into it all here. So they must have had some very heavy rains. This runoff. This is our mother. This is beautiful green that adds oxygen and consumes and eats CO2. These are the lungs of the planet. And well, I think we're choking them lungs out. I think it's been choked out. Big old chokehold as we continue along. Oh my God! Would you look at the guild here? Where are we now? Papua. So we're north of Australia, and this is along the equatorial moisture boundary, or where the moisture rides along the equator. And it used to be very difficult for moisture to go from across that boundary, but EMF and chemtrails has made that a reality a long time ago. If you've seen that square there, I know your eyeballs are seeing it. Boom, 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 go the plumes. Shaped charges can make shaped explosions. Somebody asked about that. Look up shape charges to use them in demolition. They use them in claymore mines. Chuck some claymores out there. Big square there. Bzzz. Again, the fingerprint of geoengineering. All these shadows over the ocean here are taking sunlight away from things that need sunlight to live. Phytoplankton, for example. What a shame that I can't come on here one day. Fiji ain't forgot about you. Looking good today. But you weren't the other day. They combined you all to fuck this week. Watch. There on the 8th. Look at this. Look what they did to you, Fiji love, right here. The bastards. Did this to you. Took your sunshine. They toxified your seafood in these beautiful reefs here. Toxified by the fallout. Yeah, Fiji, you were not exempt from this. They made the man-made storm coming. So we'll go on now. That thing's been through the Vanuatu Express, and it didn't survive it very well. Most of the weather I see on your coast is going to go through here. Perth, you could expect some heavy storms to come through overnight and possibly during the day today. The setup and all the energy is there. You know, descending over land here. Just chem-bombed all to fuck. That's not pleasant to see, especially when it's not fluffy white, you know, the nice white color. So that means it's refracting sunlight in such a way that it's got ice properties that are prism in it, and who knows what's in it. I'm not saying that's an ice cube you want to put in your drink. Actually, I'm saying that's an ice cube you would not want to put in your drink. You would not want to make a snow cone out of that, that's for sure. That's a boom boom plume. It's very green. That might be their new green agendas, to blast crap in the sky. What a shame. These are reefs. Reefs and atolls being poisoned by the assholes. Nice and clear over Xmas. You can't quite see the device here on the peninsula, but there is there. No, they fry the hell out of this area. There's an island off here with some surface air coolers. I'll show you at some point. You want to see it? I'll load it up, see if we can get it to come. They got some surface air coolers over there that are really, really big. See if we can find them. I haven't marked my map here yet. I think they're here. And we're talking a lot of surface air coolers. There's 3 in this side and 3 in this side if you count these banks. Right? I'll just do like this. 3, 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's 60 of them in each of these banks. Right? So 1, 2, 3 of those so to here is 120 in little bits. $120. Then there's 30 of them in this bank. So each one of these banks is 150 surface air coolers. 1, 2, 3. So that'd be 450 surface air coolers just in these 3 blocks. And you got these here I haven't counted. Right? Each one of these is a surface air cooler. And some more building. That's like a concrete pump there. They ain't done. And that's a lot of water that could be shot up in the air from just this one location. Okay, this just one. They've got more. I follow the roads around and look. This is supposed to be like a nature preserve, but they're using it to process whatever they do, natural gas or whatever, and this is how they get it out to sea. Here's a tanker. Right. This is just something what I look at. And while I got it on, I will take you to the tip. And this is what I said that you can't quite see it, but it's there. Holt Naval Base. Look that up. That's a huge array. Bzzz. Though it would be a low rumbler. It's very low frequency. But yeah, there's that. Hey, Newcastle. Want to see what you got? I can't resist. This is my world that I love to show my map. I haven't marked this one yet. This one's fairly innocent. I'll have to type it in. I want to show you your heart device. Here we go. Just gives me an idea where to go look. Come on, go in. I've got to set my hotkeys up. Where is that? I might have to take time to mark this. You ain't gonna miss it once you see it. There it is. That's your Tesla death ray. Yeah, that's what it is. It's designed to shoot missiles out of the upper atmosphere from about 3,500 to 4,000 miles away. Bzzz. Well, it's not busy shooting out missiles. It's controlling the weather. Not a small device. Not small at all. So back to the shit show. Because it's turned into a shit show on my Mother Earth today. And the first thing I see out here is a great big old square. Look at that. Look at the squareness of this. Squares within squares within squares. Scalar squares. I go right into another one. The haze in here is a little less than it was elsewhere. When you look inside, you see a chemtrail. Chem bombs suck. They fucking do. Bzzz, getting fried. Space weather. Dashboard says for space weather enthusiasts. We're really enthusiastic. Do we need an umbrella in space? They got a bit of a storm going today. Minor. Well, let's see what hit us. Yeah. So we can blame some of those EMF signatures on natural causes today. Well, let's have a look. Isn't that cool? Here we go. Here we go. We're gonna cop it. We're gonna cop it. We're gonna cop it. And we're about to cop it. We're about to cop it. Here it comes. So it's already hit. And it's not quite gone. Its influence is here. And we will feel some backside effects as well. That's a pretty big one, actually. What did it look like? Okay, let's go back again. I hope you're enjoying my live look. Let's see. Boom. Great big old fart. Bit of particle interference. Yeah, we had a bit of a blast. Wow, man, it's the sun. Bit of a coronal hole there. A bit of a filament fight here going on. How cool is that, eh? This is our world. The aurora's draped down pretty low tonight. Just having a look. We need to know. Right, so I could blame that on a natural cause tonight. If you don't go looking for natural still, why are you here? You ain't truthing. You're just saying something is a certain way and settling your science. I always look for natural. Is there a lake underneath here? I'd like to know. It's mighty circular. If I know, there's not. So I will go bzzz to that. And if I see your radar doing this, then I ain't blaming a natural cause on that. That's just beam in a storm. That's a very strong beam, actually. Getting fried. Yeah, you guys look like you're having a bit of action down here. Let's see what the pressure struggle is. 109, 109. Not super duper low. Oh, with a 10 down here. Yeah, it's very volatile through your middle. This is high, so all the action is this moisture coming this way. Has to. High flows towards low, never the other way around. But the gate's wide open to bring the moisture in. So, as that high, it used to be high pressure, you wouldn't rain, remember? That's changed. I'm not agreeing with this. All fairness, you should have nice weather according to these pressures. But the influence of this low coming in way over here as it comes by, this thing here, as this comes by, it's saying it's going to drag in some moisture. Look at the square here. You can pick up on it from way out. And that one's facing that corner. Seeing a pattern to the squares yet, like I've noticed years ago? Well, you can use those square patterns to predict the weather. Yeah, BOM, hide that. I don't need your fake map telling me lies. This is your fake map telling me lies. We're going to go to radar, snow, pull up, getting a bit better with negotiating my levels. A little bit faster. Because they're saying it's fuck off. They're saying you can get your shit even over the next 10 days. They're saying you're okay. And I disagree with you being okay. That should go further inland than that. All the flows say so. This should be clobbering you, Melbourne, but it's not. Right? According to the pressures I just showed. All this out to sea. I'm very sorry again, New Zealand. They've got you cop. According to the weather plan, they got you going again. That's a fucking hell of a lot of rain they're planning for you guys. 5 days. 3 days. 24 hours, nothing. 3 days, a little bit. 2 days after that, clobbered. So they're saying 140 mils in 2 days hitting here. Be prepared. 10 days. That number hasn't changed too much. So you're gonna have a 2-day event according to the weather plan here. All this sitting off your coast could be worked inland at any time, and I think it will be. So, with that thought in mind, know this. I'm going to keep an eye on things. I expect flooding through here. Very, very heavy. Manila, oh my God, what they're doing to you today. Look at this. I've actually been keeping an eye on this. Watch this. This is the crime scene of the day. Then within 12 hours, they jump up 100. Watch this. They ain't done. That thing's going to camp over the top of them for many days. And then it doubles again. This is a catastrophe for the Philippines, and I'll report on it separately. I'll do a separate video just covering this storm and how they made it, because I'm watching it. Do you know how much rain that is? Can you fathom this? Can you fathom that? In 10 days getting that much. That's over half a meter. Half a meter of rain hitting these people in these islands over the next 10 days. And most of it's going to come in the next 3 days. Right? Half a meter in 3 days. Right. And with that in mind, we got to know that geoengineering can kill. And that's up here. I've been watching this storm for many days. Many days. The influence of a second storm here is going to pump the moisture down. I'm watching you. Look how square that was when they made it. And this storm is going to kill. And I'm very, very concerned. And anybody that wants to say they pray for things to be better, please pray for that situation to not occur like their weather plan says. Big love, people. Peace.